So the big question is the biology. And one of the reasons we have this 35 different diagnoses is morphologically identified differences based on the patterns, but also being fine-tuned based on the expression of immunophenotypic markers and protein markers such as ALK, DUSP22, TP63, and next-gen sequencing-based approaches. So I think these give us a sense that these T-cell lymphomas behave differently based on these patterns of expression. And so the big question is, how do we translate this into the real world? How do we get some of these so that they can have the right treatments? And to give you an example, and a lot of this is probably tested in the relapsed refractory setting more so. The best target that was tested up front is a CD30, and it worked really well. And perhaps there are varieties like the T follicular helper phenotype, which may have a predilection to or susceptibility to HDAC-based approaches, or demethylation-based approaches is another way to go. But in the relapsed refractory setting, I think we try and see what's the driving mutation, driving target, and try and match the drugs to treat the biology of the disease. So the big question is, how do we bring this into real world practice? How do we translate this and have the right drugs? In reality, we should have matched studies which sequence all the T-cell lymphomas. And also, and in reality, I think we should all work together, because it's such a rare subtype of lymphomas, and there's not much activity there. At least in the US, we try to all come together, do studies together, and it's a worldwide problem. Southeast Asia sees quite a bit. They see a different variety of T-cell lymphoma. Europe and UK, they see a certain type of T-cell lymphomas. We all have to work together, build a repository, get this biology question answered, and then at the same time simultaneously work with pharmaceutical companies that can provide us the right drugs to match the targets that we can go after. Of course, there are also genetic agnostic approaches, such as the CAR-Ts and other things, which we can talk about.